Well, ready for the big reveal of the FRS? We turned it white. No, actually what we're doing here is this is our buddy Seth's car and he wants it wrapped. And if you've seen any of the Stradman's videos or seen any of his cars, you know exactly what color this is going to be wrapped in. First step is disassembly before we start detailing it. So everything has to come off. The fender garnish, door handles, the mirrors, the mirror caps pop off. Those will come out. The shark fin antenna, this molding, the tail lights, headlights, front bumper, rear bumper, the badge on the front bumper, these corner lights, the bezels for the front turn signals, the grille, the front license plate mount, all that has to come off in order for me to do a good wrap job on this. So that's what we're gonna get started on now. And as soon as that's done, that's the whole process of detailing it, cleaning it, wiping it down, getting in between all the seams, getting in between all these seals because those just get filthy underneath and we need to lay the vinyl into that and we want it to stick. And then after that's all done and clean, then clay bar it, and then we can actually finally start laying vinyl on it. So pretty much tonight is going to be all about disassembly. Tomorrow we have our second Cars and Coffee of the year that we're putting on. And as soon as that's done, I'm coming back here to detail everything and start wrapping. I need this done by Sunday. It is Friday tonight, because then I'll be pulling my S2000 in here doing a stage 4 clutch on that, which you guys will be seeing after this video comes out. But I think it's time to get started. Oh, the hood is done, and now that I actually got some color on it, it kind of instills me with a little more passion to do it and motivation as well. But the color actually looks really good. You got some blue in it depending on the lighting, otherwise it is purple. It is a matte color, so a few things with matte colors is if you overstretch it or if you heat it up too much, it'll actually become glossy, and you don't want that, otherwise you ruin your entire piece if you have a little shiny spot somewhere. And you also don't want to press super hard with the squeegee like you can with some other films, because that will also gloss it out in a little streak. So you need to be really careful with it. But this film is actually super nice to work with so far on the hood. I haven't gotten any areas where I do need to stretch it, so we'll see. But looks super nice. Corners are nice and clean. Kind of see it. But I'm actually going to wait to continue on with this car because it's almost 90 degrees outside and it's no AC in the garage. I have the door open to let the breeze in a little bit just to help cool it off, which has helped a little bit, but I still need to wait because I am drenched and it doesn't work with the film, because if it's too hot, then the second it touches anything, it's stuck to it and you can't move the film around like you need to, and you just have to be that much more careful, and it takes like twice as long. It's just a pain. So I'm gonna wait till it cools off a little bit. I'll probably do some of the trim pieces, the smaller intricate things inside in the AC. But once that's done, I'll come back out here and then I'll start tackling the fenders, doors, the roof, everything else. And this guy wants to go inside. Well, the front is completely disassembled, as you can see. And all this is really doing for me is just allowing me to wrap into the fenders around the headlights instead of going right up to the edge of the headlights. Since these are going to rub against here, you don't really want it flush with the edge because then it's going to push it back and you're going to see white. It'll still probably eventually do that, but it'll hold up much longer if you have the vinyl come around the edge slightly. So, did that. Now the fenders are ready to be wrapped once they're cleaned. Doors are ready. Quarters are ready. Roof is almost ready. I just need to take the shark fin out. Rear bumper's just fine staying on the car. You don't need to remove that one. You can tuck into this. The gaps are usually pretty decently sized. Trunk is just about ready. I just need to remove all the adhesive left over. And then yeah, prep work is just about done. And I got the hood done just so I could feel like I'm actually making some progress. This color in person is actually pretty nice. I'm not a fan of mattes, but I can see why Stradman goes with this color. It is currently about 10:50 at night on a Saturday, and I need this done pretty much early Monday morning. So let's stop talking, let's get to it. Alright, one fender done. We're gonna call it a night now, and then I'm just gonna get up earlier in the morning and finish this or get started on it anyways when the garage has had time to cool down and it's cooler outside and there's less bugs, so I can open up the door and really cool it off. But fender looks good. There's the corners. There's another corner. Corner. It's getting there. 2 pieces done. Now only like 16 to go. little surprise visitor today while we're wrapping. the R32 GTR. You guys recognize this from when we went to Brainerd to do our first autocross session. And now the guy that previously owned it sold it, and now it's in Bemidji. So we'll be seeing a lot more of this. Best now, front fenders, doors, hood are done. Now we're gonna move on to the trunk, and you can do this in one piece, but just to make things a little bit easier, we're gonna lay a seam knifeless tape along this bottom body line. Lay this piece first so the top lays over it, then you won't ever see where it's cut, the edge of it, the vinyl. And it'll hide it because it's on a seam. You don't want to put it just anywhere because that's really going to stand out when it's on a seam. It hides it really well. So we'll do this piece next, then the top piece, and then probably move on to the quarters. We'll get the top of this done, and then we can move on to, I still need to take the shark fin off, so I'll probably pull the headliner, get that off, do the roof next after this is done. Mapping it out ahead of time before you start just throwing vinyl on it, you want to see where you're going to have issues and try to make it as easy as possible for yourself. So go ahead and get this trunk done, and then move on to the quarters. Alright, so it is now the next day. I got most of the car done, just the front bumper and the roof left. Front bumper I had inside, I put these inlays in. There's one here and there's one here. That way when you wrap this, you can just do the face of it. I still need to put a couple in there around the bottom because you cannot get vinyl to go flat around here, make it around this edge, and loop around on the inside. There's just a lot of different angles, so it just won't happen. The rest of the car is done. I finished up all the little trim pieces, door handles, the mirror caps. good. I suppose I could open this back up if that doesn't fall over. Look at that. So just those two more panels, bumper, hood, and then it's reassembly, and then this thing is done. And I suppose I could do the gas cap too. All the corners look awesome. I think he's gonna have a fun time keeping this wrap clean just because it's matte, but it does look good. Alright, front bumper is done. There's a seam right here, and then two seams, one here and one there. 1, 2, 3 separate pieces. Everything's tucked in. Now I just need to reassemble the front bumper, which is just a couple pieces. Get it back on, and then all that's left is the trim and the roof. In the camera you can definitely see the blue a lot more than you can in person, but it's nice. It's got a little bit of a color shift to it. She's looking good. Now roof is left, and then just putting all the trim back on. A little late to doing this final little video for the finished wrap, but got a chance here, and here it is. The Stradman FRS. This has been wrapped for over a month now. Everything is still holding up super well. no pulling back or failures in here or down here where the inlays are. Looks really good with the light shining off it like that. Now it's pretty late in the season. I don't have a heated shop or anything. I just have a tiny little cold garage. So that is it for vinyl work this year, unless I get somebody that wants me to do it at their place if they have a heated shop. We'll see you in the next one. We will definitely be doing more wraps.